Hey everyone, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Oral Reports. So, after blogging Zoroark, Master of Illusions last episode, and of course getting a new cooling fan for my laptop, I think it's time we take a look at another Pokemon movie. However, unlike the last several films that I've talked about on my show, this Pokemon movie will be the only one in live action so far. But, will this movie be a critical hit or not very effective? Well, let's take a look. Released on May 10th, 2019, the movie is Pokemon Detective Pikachu. So, let's get this mystery started. Ace Detective Harry Goodman goes mysteriously missing, prompting his 21-year-old son, Tim, to find out what happened. Aiding in the investigation is Harry's former Pokemon partner, wisecracking adorable super sleuth Detective Pikachu. Finding that they are uniquely equipped to work together, as Tim is the only human who can talk with Pikachu, they join forces to unravel the tangled mystery together. So, what are my thoughts? Well, in my opinion, this movie was not only super effective, but it was also a critical hit. Yes, I really had fun with this movie. But to further explain why, let's move on to Mustang notes. The film was directed by Rob Letterman, who also directed such films like Shark Tale, Monsters vs. Aliens, and Goosebumps. He also co-wrote the screenplay with Dan Hernandez, Benji Samit, and Derek Connolly, from a story by Hernandez, Samit, and Nicole Perlman. Filming for Detective Pikachu took place from January to May of 2018 in Colorado, England, and Scotland. The reason for adapting Detective Pikachu came from the Pokemon Company and Rob Letterman's desire to make a movie that focused on another character besides Ash Ketchum. On the premise, Letterman stated that the Pokemon Company have already made many movies of Ash, and they came to Legendary with this idea of using a new character. So, when he came on board, he was pitched this character of Detective Pikachu, and he fell in love with the story behind it. The idea of talking Pokemon originated from an early concept for the 1990s TV series, but it was scrapped when the original game developer, Game Freak, was unsatisfied with the concept, before the idea was revived for the 2016 Detective Pikachu spinoff game. Before the filming began, Letterman said that they spent a year designing all the characters ahead of shooting so that they could get it all right. Initially, Universal Studios would handle the distribution outside Japan, while Toho would handle the Japanese distribution. On July 25, 2018, Warner Brothers announced that they had taken over worldwide distribution duties, except in Japan and China, from Universal, with the release date unchanged. Now, this was not only the first live-action Pokemon movie, but it's also the first Pokemon film to be distributed theatrically in the United States by Warner Brothers since Pokemon 3: Spell of the Unknown. And it's also the first Pokemon film released in the US not to receive a G rating. Also, looking at this movie's title, it's not just based on the Pokemon anime, but it's based on the 3DS spin-off game of the same name. For those who are not familiar, Detective Pikachu is an adventure game for the 3DS that was developed in 2016, in which players control Tim Goodman, as he works together with Detective Pikachu to solve various mysteries. Now, this is actually accomplished by walking around scenes, finding potential clues, and speaking with people and Pokemon to uncover new information. In my opinion, this game wasn't really that impressive, though. As for the movie itself, well, in my opinion, I really like the look of Rhyme City. It looks like a really big, bustling metropolis, and I think the Pokemon featured in this movie look very realistic. Plus, I think they're a lot better looking than the way they looked in the Pokemon console games like Pokemon Stadium. Also, some parts of the movie made me think back to the first Pokemon movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back, which I don't really understand why they're making a CGI remake. Also, other parts of the movie made me think back to other mystery media, like Zootopia, along with Scooby-Doo and Clue Finders. Plus, the scene where Tim, Lucy, and Pikachu are investigating the lab made me think of a similar scene from Big Hero 6. Plus, the musical score provided by Henry Jackman is really amazing, and of course, I love the song Carry On, performed by Kygo and Rita Ora. Also, there were a couple parts of the movie that were pretty clever, like a Machamp directing traffic, a Jigglypuff singing at a coffee house, and a couple of Loud Red at a street dance-off. And I like that the movie has a live-action interpretation of trying to catch a Pokemon and a Pokemon's evolution. However, while I do like Pokemon battles, I kind of felt mixed about Pikachu fighting a corrupted Charizard, because it makes me think back to the days when my schoolmates ridiculed me, saying these nasty comments. Plus, there are some intense scenes, like a pack of Apom going berserk, as well as several Greninja attacking Tim, and when Tim, Pikachu, Lucy, and Psyduck are in the middle of a giant Torterra garden. Plus, the humor in this movie was pretty good too, though sometimes a tad sarcastic and mature for younger children. Anyway, I think it's time to move on to the cast. Our main character, Tim Goodman, is played by Justice Smith, who, believe it or not, was a school friend to several of my musical theater village friends who went to OSHA. But it makes me feel bad that I didn't really go there. Plus, Justice was sadly nominated for a Razzie for his role in the second Jurassic World movie. Anyway, Tim is a former Pokemon trainer looking for his missing father. He is also Detective Pikachu's partner, and the only human capable of hearing him speak, due to Tim accidentally inhaling the R drug. Next we have our title Pokemon, Detective Pikachu, voiced by the Green Lantern himself, Ryan Reynolds, who got to be in 2 DreamWorks films, one that I like, and one that I despise. Anyway, like in the game, this Pikachu is a world-class detective, and he is an exceptional smart Pikachu whom only Tim can understand. In my opinion, this Pikachu displays a number of human traits, and he likes drinking coffee and tea. Also, Detective Pikachu is easily infatuated with attractive human women. And I think Ryan Reynolds makes Pikachu sound very sarcastic and humorous at times. Plus, I think Ryan's voice as Pikachu is a tad better than its game counterpart. On the other hand, he does not top the classic Pikachu voice actress Iku Otani. who provides Detective Pikachu's normal voice. Next we have Lucy Stevens, played by Katherine Newton, whom I only remember from Paranormal Activity 4. In the movie, Lucy is a junior reporter who is accompanied by her Psyduck. I really like Lucy. She's clever, witty, and I think her Psyduck is pretty funny and not as annoying as Misty's Psyduck. Plus, I think Lucy is a great counterpart for Tim. Yeah, you guessed it, she's the love interest. Finally, we have Howard Clifford, played by Davy Jones himself, Bill Nighy. Howard is the disabled visionary behind Rhyme City and the founder of Clifford Enterprises. As a wheelchair-bound man, Howard not only wishes to cure his own disability, but also to evolve the entire humanity to the fullest, like Pokemon could. To this end, he recruited Detective Harry Goodman to track and capture Mewtwo, and he hired Dr. Anne Lauren to produce the R substance, which can be used with Mewtwo's psychic abilities to merge humans with Pokemon. But after his plan was thwarted, Howard sends his Greninja to attack Harry's car and cleverly cover his tracks by saying that his son Roger was responsible. Later, Howard reveals to Tim, while he transfers his mind into Mewtwo, that he had secretly filled Rhyme City's parade balloons with the R substance, and by using Mewtwo's psychic abilities, plans to merge all the humans in the city with their Pokemon. Plus, I think Howard's Ditto kind of blows my mind for not only transforming into different Pokemon, but also transforming into humans as well. And now let's move on to my final words. Well, like I said earlier, Pokemon Detective Pikachu pretty much is a critical hit of a movie. Not only is it better than its 3DS version, but it also has a very interesting detective story, though some parts were almost reminiscent to other mystery films. Rhyme City is absolutely amazing, and the Pokemon in this movie look very realistic. And the musical score by Henry Jackman is awesome as well. The main character, Tim Goodman, was very relatable. His father's Pikachu is great too, as well as sarcastic and humorous, and I like Ryan Reynolds' voice, but like I said earlier, he does not top Iku Otani. Also, Lucy and her Psyduck were great supporting characters, and the villain, Howard Clifford, was pretty darn obvious, due to Bill Nighy playing him. But on the other hand, I think he's way more villainous than Giovanni. So, if you viewers ever grew up with Pokemon, then I'm sure you'll enjoy this movie. But for those who haven't, I think you'll like it anyway. As for my rating, well, I give this movie a 93% out of 100. So, you may be asking, after blogging this movie, am I done talking about Pokemon? Well, not yet, because there are still a couple other Pokemon films that I want to blog this year, like, for example, the remaining films from the Sinnoh trilogy, along with Pokemon the first movie, but those will have to wait until later. Anyway, be sure to tune in for my next blog, where I talk about a very, very underrated animated movie from the 80s. Mustang Power.
Everybody run, everybody hide. Oh, how I love this game. 97, 98, 99, 100. Everybody hide, Pikachu's coming. Can't wait to play the game.